Well, it is a sad thing to report, but my hot tub ain't working, and it makes me even more curmudgeonly. This outrageous orange jacket I found on the side of the trail as I was riding my bicycle, and I brought it home and washed it, and it keeps me very warm in the morning. I have several items of clothing that I have found waterlogged and by the side of the road, and some of them are my favorites. I recommend it. Okay, so the other day, some Republican conservative was talking about this wonderful tax bill, and he made a snide comment about the Democrats taking the position that letting rich people keep all that money was like that somehow, the way it was phrased was that this was a giveaway to the rich. And he even says, no, it's not a giveaway to the rich, it's their money. It's a keep away. They're keeping their money. It's not like we're giving them the money. So I got to thinking about that. And so the first place to look at is the money itself. Jesus was snared by some detractors who wanted to get him to either say that the Jews should pay taxes to the Romans, which would make a lot of Jews mad at him, or that he should say, no, don't pay taxes to the Romans, which they could then go to the Romans and get Jesus done with. And instead, Jesus says, well, show me this money that you're talking about. And there's a picture of Caesar on the money. And he says, well, then, give to Caesar that which is Caesar's. If Caesar's face is on the money, it's his money. Give it to him. And that is true of our money. All we get are these little green pieces of paper. You can't go to the government and say, I want gold in exchange for this money. You can go buy gold from somebody who has gold, but the government has no obligation to give you anything except more of those little green pieces of paper. Those green pieces of paper are representative of an agreement, a conversation, a convention, a conversation among all of us. And so, in terms of, is it your money? No, it is Caesar's money, and you benefit from having little green pieces of paper to hang around. Now, someday Bitcoin may come into full blow, and then you're right, that ain't Caesar's money. I don't know, I have no idea who the hell's money the Bitcoin is, but in terms of, is it a giveaway or a keep away? I'd say it is a giveaway because it's Caesar's money that the rich people are hanging on to. Now, this also plays into a historical problem where Thomas Jefferson wanted the United States to be made up of gentlemen farmers who would live up on a hill with all of their slaves, a few of whom they found rather sexually attractive and could keep up at the big house. And they would sell their tobacco and indigo and cotton to Europe, who would then go into manufacturing. Jefferson was not keen on the United States being a manufacturing country. He hated Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton said we got to have a big federal bank and one system of money for all of the 13 states. Oh God, people hated that, but some people really loved it. And I got to tell you that had we gone the Jeffersonian way, you'd either be a tenant farmer, a sharecropper for some of these big landowners, and we'd have a very miserable agriculturally oriented economy, or we've gone the way of Hamilton instead, and we've all gotten filthy rich. Keep away or give away? Well, due to Alexander Hamilton, these super rich the only way they were able to get super rich was because of Alexander Hamilton and the setting up of the government the way that the New Englanders wanted to do it. You ought to read up on the totally insane Johnson family that inherited the Johnson and Johnson fortune. Totally crazy people. Why we let them hang on to all of that money? The keep away? No. All right, well, the next thing is, so let's suppose that you've earned all of this money and it's just your money and you want to keep it away. It's not a question of us giving it away to you. Well, you know what? We built roads. You couldn't ship your products. Your people couldn't get to work without all those roads that taxpayers built. We built universities. These very rich people, a lot of them needed very educated people. Couldn't have done it without our universities. And then there's this huge health system. There are places in this world where we wouldn't be able to rely on any kind of workforce because of persistent health problems brought about by bad water, bad health care, or as in China, bad air. Well, the government made it all possible. Taxes taken from me made it possible for these rich people to get rich. All right, then the most obvious place where you contributed to him getting rich is the military. Your boys and girls went off in foreign countries to preserve the flow of our oil. And not just the flow of our oil. There were many places where the Americans had financial interests in foreign countries, and we sent the military in to kick the ass of anybody that wasn't paying attention to our ownership rights. There's a United States Marine Corps general named Smedley, and he wrote a book called War is a Racket. I highly encourage you to look up that book and read about how your kids and your tax dollars have gone to support a huge military that has benefited the rich, help them stay rich, help them get rich. Keep away or give away? Did we give away this money to the rich, or are we letting them keep all this money? All right, then I thought, the only business that's out there that doesn't benefit from the government is illegal drugs. And you know what? That ain't so. We intercept only about 20% of all of the illegal drug traffic in this country. Now, if we didn't spend the billions of dollars on the war on drugs that we spend, if we didn't spend that, the drug lords would wipe out that 20%. Just in competition, they'd kill each other, and we could get rid of the 20% without having to spend all that money. If we didn't spend all that money making drugs illegal, drugs would be cheap. And so we make drug lords rich by our war on drugs because we're fighting the wrong drug war. We're fighting the war, don't let my little Johnny get a hold of drugs. I don't want my little Johnny addicted to drugs. When we fight that war, we make drugs very, very profitable. The war we ought to be fighting is the profitability of drugs. Make them free. The profitability goes away, then the drugs go away. So even the drug business is made possible by you stupid taxpayer. All right. I think the best way to think about give away, take away, whose money is it, is to think about capitalism and a laissez-faire economic system like we have. Think about it like an internal combustion engine. If you choke the engine too much and don't let it have enough oxygen, then there's no power. If you let it run free without any sort of governance, the engine catches on fire. It explodes, because that's what it is. It's designed to burn. This economic system of ours is designed to burn. It's designed to exploit people and exploit the environment. If it is not governed, it exploits to the point where it burns up people and it burns up the environment. It has to be governed like any good internal combustion engine, and then the engine serves everyone. That's the curmudgeon this morning. I sure wish somebody'd come fix my hot tub.